Hey guys, welcome to another video. Thanks for joining me in this one. In this particular video, I'll be talking about General Electric and my plans for this company as we approach a very important date. If you're new to my channel, my name is Stephen Ojo, and on this channel we talk about aviation and finance. If you're interested in any of those, kindly subscribe to the channel, and obviously if you find value in this video, please give it a thumbs up. So General Electric will be releasing their quarterly earnings report that is coming up on the 27th of this month, and this is a very important day for this company, for any company in general, to be honest. If you're investing, you know that you always want to pay attention to the earnings report of companies that you put your money into. And of course, as you know, I talk about General Electric quite often, and that is because I'm actually invested in them also, because I believe in the long term this company will do well. But at the same time, I got to share my thoughts as we go through these motions as an investor in this company. At this point, I'd like to share some information with you looking at the General Electric chart. Now, I don't want this to, get you bored at any point, but I will explain this as simple as possible. I've already made the trend lines that I want to show and explain some of the things that I will be looking out for. So what I have right now is the chart for the General Electric stock price. This chart is programmed to show the time frame of about 1 year and is aggregated on a daily basis. Now, I can scroll back to show you about 1 year ago where the price was for General Electric. At about 1 year ago, price was sitting around $6.45. And as you can see, it traded down to about a low of about $5.48. And since then, it traded sideways for a while, dipping below the 60-day moving average. This is a 60-day simple moving average line. And it stayed along that line for a few months until it started to pick up. This was in October 8, 2020, and started to rise, and it stayed consistently above that line. And as we move ahead, it reached a new level of around $10 and it started to trend sideways again. And of course, it stayed sideways for another 2 months or so, and then it broke the resistance line of around $11, $11.52, and moved higher to a new resistance of about $14. And of course, it traded sideways, and now it's trending between a resistance of about $14 and finding a support at around $12.57, somewhere along, actually, about $12.26. Now, it keeps bouncing on that support line and it finds a resistance at about $13.64. And right now, the current price right now is about $13.18. Now, why am I sharing this with you? One thing is important. We know that the General Electric price has risen in the past, year by a ton. And I picked it up at around the price of about $7. I bought about 50 shares over time with confirmation, and this is something I need to pay attention to. If you're new to investing, you don't just go all in a stock. You average in over time. And I realized that I bought in around $6 initially, and then I bought in around $7, and then I think around $8. Right now I have about 50 shares of this company. Not a lot in terms of dollar value, but the key thing here is this, right? You need to also manage your portfolio. And I'll be explaining that as we go along in this video. Now, one thing I want you to pay attention to right now is this 60-day simple moving average line. As we see that GE is holding up above that line. However, it's coming really close to it and it is trending sideways. This is showing a pattern that we may see a change in direction, which means that two things could happen. It could either fall further, in this case, go below the 60-day moving average line, or it could bounce up and keep trending higher. And this is why this earnings report is very important. And that is because if GE performs well, that beats expectations, what would happen is that GE will trend higher. In fact, as of 2 weeks ago, Marcus Mittermeier, whom I've actually spoken about before, gave a rating of a buy and gave a price target of about $17 on General Electric. His initial price started at about $14, he raised it to about $15, and now he gave it about $17. The truth is, General Electric is working hard to reduce their debt. They're trying to increase their revenue by streamlining their business. Right now, their core focus is on power, renewable energy, aviation, and healthcare. As long as they focus on these 4 areas, there's a chance that General Electric will perform well long term. I'm going to show you my shares of General Electric and what it has done and what my plans are going forward, especially as we approach this important date ahead. This is my Robinhood portfolio. I have about 50.1 shares of General Electric, with a market value of $661, with a portfolio diversity of about $9.25. This is very important for me to talk about because my goal in most of my companies that I hold in this portfolio is to make sure that I do not exceed 10%. However, I do have some exceptions, but I am sticking to my goal of 10% for General Electric. Right now, I'm up about 64%, and today is up about $8. I average cost of about $8.06. As we go down, it has about 60% on the buy, even though I do not recommend going by this analyst ratings here, but it's just a way to see that you're not crazy if you're thinking of buying General Electric. That's just the truth. They missed their expectations as of the last Q4. If I go back 1 year, which is similar to the chart I showed you earlier, we can see that General Electric is up by 106%. If we go back to 3 months, it's up about 14%. In 1 month, it's only up about 0.38%. In 1 week, it is down 3%. And in 1 day, it's up about 1.15%. Now, the key thing that I'm trying to point out is this. 2 things will likely happen. We already saw it on the trend of the chart of the stock that it is trending sideways, moving close to that 60-day moving average, which again, that shows that there could be a change in pattern or a change in direction. If you have invested in General Electric, there are 2 things you can do. You can either choose to lock in profit if you want to. You can also choose to hold on, okay? The reason why I'm saying this is that as a new investor, sometimes you don't want to lose money. You don't want to see your value go down, right? Nobody likes to see that. That's the truth. But also there's a mindset I want to remind you of. And that mindset is if you have the long-term perspective and you understand what you're investing your money into, you won't be panicking. Now, my plan for General Electric is this. I've had this company for about 8 months or so, or 7 months or so. And I plan to keep holding on for a long time. And when I say long time, I'm talking about 3 to 5 years. I understand the business that they are into, and it makes sense to me. It's very simple. The 2 things that I'm looking forward to in the earnings report, 2 important things. Revenue, which I'm not expecting much from it because aviation is still on the recovery. Healthcare should be really good for General Electric. Power and renewable energy should be somewhat decent. I'm not really banking on them because, of course, the whole world has just gone through a pandemic. So I'm not really expecting much from this earnings report. With that said, I am thinking there's a 70% chance that General Electric price will drop. And if it drops, it could trigger a lot of sell orders because it's so close to that simple moving average line. Now, the second thing that I'm looking forward to is the debt paydown. We know about the GCAS and the AirCap deal. We know about the reverse stock split that is likely to happen. So right now, my plan is to hold on. And to be honest, I'm not worried. If it goes down in value, that's all well and good. I'm going to load up the boat. Remember that I said my stock portfolio diversity is 10%. Right now it's dipped below that. So that means I have a reason to buy. Secondly, if it dips further, then I'll actually buy to increase my portfolio diversity back to 10%. If it increases in value and it goes above 10%, there are 2 things I could do. I could either add more money to my buying power position to increase the value of the portfolio, or I could sell some of my GE stocks, but I'm not planning to sell just yet. Now, my advice to you is if you're worried of losing your money, you could either sell to lock in profits right now, but also you could end up missing out on the gains if, remember, there's a 30% chance that General Electric could go up. If General Electric goes up, you miss out on those gains. The other option that you have, if you're worried about losing profits, is to set a limit order. For example, if you go to trade, sell in dollars, you change to either a trailing stop order or a stop order. And preferably, I would go with a trailing stop order. I could set trail percentage of, let's say, 5%, which means if General Electric goes down by 5% from the current price, that price that it will be sold most likely will be around $12.55. And of course, if General Electric goes up in value, the sell price will keep moving up until, if it keeps moving up forever, it will keep going up. But if for any reason General Electric starts to dip, then that 5% below the highest point is locked in. And that means that if General Electric dips to that point, well, I will be executed at around $12.55. So yes, you have it all. That is my plan. And It may seem like I have no plan, but I do have a plan because I already mentioned it. I could either buy more or hold my position as it is. You don't have to do that. You can sell or you can buy more as well, just like the plan I have. I understand the business that I'm investing in and I have no worries. Of course, I need to keep a tab on how the company performs, and I want to make sure that, like I said, two things that I'm looking for are the debt pay down and the revenue, to see that they are actually managing their revenue properly. Well, I'll be seeing you maybe on the 27th, most likely, because that's when the earnings will come to life and we'll see what GE has done in this previous quarter that has passed. Again, if you find value in this video, please give it a thumbs up. And also, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, consider subscribing. I look forward to seeing you in my next video.